Mr. Mike McNeil, who is our housing chair. We just posted on our social media a video of Mr. McNeil receiving a pen when Governor Murphy signed the Fair Chance in Housing Act. Our own Mike McNeil was there to receive a pen, which was very exciting. So because housing is such an important topic right now, and we have to make sure that we inform our constituents about what's going on in housing, we would like to bring up Mr. McNeil to give us some information, give us some marching orders.
Now, I just want to take everybody back a step. Those of you who have been involved in coming to the NAACP meetings and all of that type of stuff had heard me talk about the court system, that the amount of evictions that we're going to have. The courts were about to go into double session, and we were. COVID-19 came in, and that stopped everything. So if people think now because of there's money out there and people are getting money, you know, these are the people that are involved with COVID-19. Prior to that, these folks are out of luck unless they find an organization that has money that can help them. Now, what I mean by that is that prior to that, about maybe 2 years ago or whatever, I came to the NAACP meeting because we had gotten information about the Governor Christie's money that he wanted to use, the developer fund he wanted to take in, and he got sued thanks to the NAACP and us suing him with fair share housing, and we won that. But what we didn't do is that, you know, and I came back and said to folks, you know, with all of this money that's coming in, you know, we got to position ourselves to start getting some of that money so that we can help. Most of that money that came was said exactly what it's meant to do. And that's a lot for us in housing, paying back rent, helping the homeless, and all of these type of things. That was the one thing that truly bothered me because we didn't really do a good job on that. And I understand that some of the branches are territorial, where they don't want to work with, you know, nonprofits, but you got to realize that there's a lot of nonprofits that have been working out here for years. I mean, some before some of you were born. So, and they do very good work, but you got to know which ones to actually, you know, you want to work with, because there's an old saying, you know, don't talk about it, be about it. And this is very, very important. Now, you know, with the help of Lori, which everybody here knows, that we're looking at some things. My biggest concern right now is the folks that were prior to COVID-19. What's going to happen with all of those folks? Just remember what I said. Courts were going to go on double session because there was so many. And it's not like we didn't know at the NAACP, because I made it very clear to you and told you this information, brought it to you. So we sometimes we sit on information, or we refuse to ask questions, or we refuse to work with people that are in those fields and things like that. But you don't realize that people are getting hurt when you don't, you know, reach out into the community. It's nice to, you know, paint nice websites and all of this type of stuff, and they look pretty, you know, and all of that, but this ain't the time. You know, the time now is that, you know, we need to be helping people. Now, with that being said, one of the things our goals were, and Ms. Molyneux and a few others that had asked me to come in the NAACP to work here many years ago. And the focus had to be on affordable housing. And the reason why, ladies and gentlemen, that I'm probably one of the people that know a lot about affordable housing. And the reason why, in my young days, you know, I mean, many years ago, and I don't want to say how many, but I was one of the first ones to, when we started the affordable housing, well, at that time they called it the Urban Renewal Program. And I got involved in it, got a brand new four bedroom, you know, 2.5 bath, garage, the whole 9 yards, $23,300 that sat on a corner. That's what I paid for in that program, because I was in school you know, when you're in school, you don't make a lot of money until, you know, life gets better as you go. And that's the important part about affordable housing, where if folks get that opportunity to work, finish school, have a family, do the things that they need to do, life will get better. And that's the purpose of us, that we should be pushing to fight for the affordable housing. But we forgot all about that, because what we're doing now is that we're so fixed on COVID and all the other stuff that we forgot. But let me just remind you that 50,000 affordable housing will end in 2025. So most folks don't even know, you know, how many affordable housing are going to be built in their particular neighborhood, or whether or not they're going to be working with the town to try to, you know, lower the prices, or, you know, working with the developers to make sure that minority workers get an opportunity to work on some of these projects, which I think is totally wrong. Folks are building affordable housing in minority areas, and when you look out there, you don't see minority people working on these jobs, but yet they're getting the funding, they're applying for it. And then how does one that wants to do the right thing and have, you know, legal people, you know, that they're hiring, how do you compete against someone that's not following the rules? And I think that that's one of the things that I had a conversation with Lori about, and I don't know if she's going to bring that up today or not, but it might be another time for that subject. But these are the type of things, ladies and gentlemen, that I'm trying to tell you that's important. And I don't think that you really see the big picture. And the reason why I say that, folks like myself, you know, who've been out here, you know, over 40 years of working in the affordable housing and helping, even while I was, you know, in school, even while I was working, you know, the whole 9 yards, because it was important to me that I saw how I made it in life and how life got really, really great for me because of that. And with that, I said, you know, how do I help others? And that's how I, you know, got involved in staying in affordable housing. And that's why it was so important to me to make sure that everybody, you know, got that message. I don't know whether Kara is on this call right now or not, but she can tell you that we've been visiting some of the places that have lotteries. And when they have these lotteries, I don't see a lot of folks like us applying, you know, because maybe we don't get the message. And if we're not sure whether or not we're getting the message, I think it needs to be the responsibilities of the housing committee to make sure that these messages are getting out. I think that it's the responsibility of the executive board to start pushing the issues. A lot of these housing issues and all these other issues that are out there, the NAACP is actually the original person that started and bring these issues up to point. And it seems like everybody in the world jumps on the issue, they take it, they run with it, and they get funding and everything else for it. I don't think that that's right. So I think that we need to take a step back and say, hey, we need to start running our NAACP if we intend to be here, as someone said, more maybe like in a corporation sense or whatever it may be, but our thinking has to change on the way we do some of our business, because we're letting people, even myself, we're letting people take our issues from us. And now issues that we have brought up, people are in front of us like they're leading the issues. And if you don't believe what I'm saying, ask your president. He can tell you many issues that the president, Rich, has brought up. The next thing you know, you see a group of people in the rooms that he ain't never seen before on these issues. And I don't know if he's on the phone now, but he can comment on those later. But I'm saying to you is that we got to do a better job getting the information, you know, out to our people. We got to do a better job of knowing who's truly our friends out there. We work with folks that have different agendas about things, which I think is wrong. I know that I'm taking a new position on things. Basically, I'm the type of guy that likes to work, you know, behind the scenes, and, you know, I like to do stuff but not be seen. I think that some of this stuff has to change, because apparently, there's people that are out there, and some people look like they're NAACP people, in these NAACP branches that are not, I don't want to use the wrong word here, but not in compliance. I was going to say illegal, but not in compliance. So these are the things that I think that we truly gotta focus on. This housing is very important, and I just don't think that we truly see it. Just take a look at, places like Jersey City, Asbury Park, Red Bank, just keep coming up. And now the new places now, that they're going to hit is, South Jersey, like Vineland. People are buying up land there. Just all you have to do is just take a look. Atlantic City, all of these places that where people that may not wanted to live before, all of a sudden they're good places to live. And we're not reacting on it. We don't understand it. We rather buy a Mercedes or some of these fancy cars than buying some land, a house, because at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be about land. You can believe that. It's going to be about land. And if you can't see that now, then there's something wrong. You can sit here and we can agree about a whole lot of things and fight about a whole lot of issues. But if you take a look at how we are being pushed out slowly but surely, I do take that back. I shouldn't say slowly but surely, because it has speeded up. It used to be slowly but surely. Now people, they don't give a damn, anymore. They just, you got to go. You got to go. So what I'm saying to you is that we really take a good look at your area. You need to take a good look, at the housing. We need to get the churches involved, where maybe the churches can form a corporation to start buying up, some of the land, or buying up some of the affordable housing that's being built, so that this affordable housing can stay affordable. 30 years doesn't get it. It just doesn't work. 30 years now, about what, 5 years ago, 30 years was up. And now we lost all that affordable housing. Yeah, we're going to build 50,000, but nobody mentions about the hundreds and hundreds of thousands of homes that we lost. And nobody talks about that. Those houses have not been replaced, but the people have. And that's something that we really, really got to take a look at. And that is something that truly bothers me, because in my heart, it's all about my people and all people. But I want to make sure that my people get the same opportunity that everybody else does. And I don't see that. People can come in this country, people can get jobs, they can get housing, they can get everything else. But yet we could be here struggling and everything else. And our folks can't seem to get these things. So we got to do a better job on our end. And as I said before, that, we have to change our attitude. We can no longer start asking for stuff. I think that, as far as, from the housing committee, that one of the things that we got to start doing is that we got to demand it.